narrator. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast's Intermediate Guide series. Today we're embarking on a deeply resonant and universally aspirational topic, discussing personal growth and self-improvement. From developing new skills and overcoming challenges to cultivating healthier habits and fostering greater self-awareness, the journey of becoming a better version of ourselves is a continuous and rewarding endeavor. It's a conversation that touches on our aspirations, our struggles, and the profound changes that shape our lives. How do you articulate your personal goals for growth, describe the specific steps you're taking, or share insights from your self-improvement journey without sounding boastful or self-absorbed? What language helps you express vulnerability about past challenges, celebrate small victories, or seek advice from others in a constructive way? And crucially, how do you engage in a dialogue about self-improvement that is both inspiring and authentic, encouraging others to reflect on their own paths without judgment? This episode is designed to equip you with the essential vocabulary, empathetic approaches, and practical insights necessary to approach discussions about personal growth with confidence, sincerity, and a genuine desire for mutual upliftment. Today's discussion moves beyond simple New Year's resolutions, delving into the nuanced processes of habit formation, mindset shifts, and continuous learning. We are privileged to host a conversation between Dr. Liam O'Connell, a leading psychologist specializing in positive psychology and behavioral change, and Ms. Sofia Rodriguez, a celebrated life coach and author of the best-selling book, The Evolving Self, who runs her coaching practice from a quiet studio on Maple Street in Vancouver, Canada. Their dialogue will illuminate the pathways to meaningful personal development and the art of articulating these transformative journeys, offering you a richer understanding of how to make every conversation about growth a source of genuine connection and inspiration. So, let's explore the intricacies and profound impact of truly mastering the discussion of personal growth. Liam, Sophia, it's a genuine pleasure to finally connect with you. Your work in guiding individuals towards self-improvement is truly inspiring. From your perspective, when someone begins to articulate their personal growth journey, what are the initial, most crucial considerations for them to keep in mind? Is it about setting grand goals immediately, or is there a more introspective starting point? Sophia, Liam, the pleasure is entirely mutual. Your academic research provides such a solid foundation for the practical work I do. When someone begins to articulate their personal growth journey, my initial consideration is always to encourage an introspective starting point rather than immediately focusing on grand goals. It's crucial to first understand their why, the underlying motivations, values, and areas where they genuinely seek change. This involves honest self-reflection about past patterns, current dissatisfactions, and deep-seated aspirations. Without this foundation, goals can feel superficial or unsustainable. I advise them to identify specific areas they wish to develop, whether it's resilience, public speaking, or emotional regulation. My foundational groundwork always involves asking, what does growth truly mean to you in this context? Do you find that a lack of initial self-awareness is a common pitfall in attempted self-improvement? Liam, absolutely, Sophia. Your emphasis on introspection and understanding the why is unequivocally fundamental. A lack of initial self-awareness is indeed one of the most common and detrimental pitfalls, often leading to individuals pursuing externally imposed goals that don't genuinely resonate with their inner desires, resulting in burnout or abandonment. My research shows that cultivating mindfulness and regularly engaging in self-reflection, perhaps through journaling or quiet contemplation, significantly enhances the clarity and sustainability of one's growth journey. What specific verbal strategies do you employ to help individuals articulate their personal growth goals in a way that is both specific and motivating, avoiding vague aspirations? Sophia, that's where framing goals with precision and positivity becomes paramount. Liam, my primary strategy for helping individuals articulate their personal growth goals involves using what I call SMART principles, adapted for personal context. Instead of vague aspirations like, I want to be happier, I guide them to express intentions using specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound language. For example, I will meditate for 10 minutes every morning for the next 30 days to improve focus. Or, I will initiate one conversation per week with a new colleague to enhance my networking skills by the end of the quarter. I also encourage the use of affirmative and action-oriented language, focusing on what they will do rather than what they won't. For instance, I will prioritize sleep instead of I won't stay up late. This clarity transforms desires into actionable plans. Do you find that sharing these personal growth goals with others plays a significant role in accountability and motivation? Liam, that's an excellent approach, Sophia, and your adaptation of SMART principles is incredibly effective for personal development. And yes, sharing personal growth goals with others plays a significant, often pivotal role in accountability and motivation. The act of verbalizing a goal to another person, whether it's a trusted friend, a mentor, or a coach, creates a form of social commitment. This external accountability can provide an added layer of drive, especially when internal motivation wanes. Furthermore, sharing often invites support, encouragement, and valuable perspectives from others who may have navigated similar challenges. My research suggests that individuals who share their goals and report on their progress are more likely to persist, particularly when faced with setbacks. What strategies do you employ to discuss the challenges or setbacks encountered during a self-improvement journey, ensuring authenticity without dwelling on negativity or appearing defeated? Sophia, that's a crucial aspect, Liam, because growth isn't linear. My primary strategy for discussing challenges and setbacks involves framing them as learning opportunities or unavoidable parts of the process, rather than failures. I encourage individuals to use reflective language such as, I encountered a significant hurdle when attempting X, which taught me Y, or this setback highlighted an area where I need to develop more patience. It's about shifting the narrative from I failed to I learned. I also emphasize focusing on the response to the setback, rather than just the setback itself. For example, despite facing resistance, I decided to pivot my strategy by. This demonstrates resilience and a proactive mindset. Maintaining a balanced perspective is also vital. Acknowledge the difficulty, but immediately pivot to the insight gained or the revised approach. This ensures authenticity without dwelling on negativity. What role does celebrating small victories play in sustaining momentum on a long-term self-improvement journey, and how can these small wins be articulated effectively? Liam, Sophia, your approach to framing setbacks as learning opportunities is incredibly valuable and aligns perfectly with resilience building. Celebrating small victories plays an absolutely crucial role in sustaining momentum on a long-term self-improvement journey. Grand goals can feel distant and overwhelming, leading to discouragement. Small wins, however, provide immediate positive reinforcement, boosting confidence, validating effort, and releasing dopamine, which reinforces the new behavior. Point 1. These consistent positive feedback loops are vital for long-term adherence. To articulate these small wins effectively, I advise individuals to, first, be specific about the achievement, however minor it seems. I meditated for a full 10 minutes without checking my phone for the first time, not just, I meditated. Second, acknowledge the effort involved, recognizing the discipline it took. Third, connect the small win back to the larger goal, showing how it contributes to the overall growth. Fourth, use positive and appreciative language, both internally and externally, to truly savor the moment. This helps cement the new behavior. How do you approach the delicate balance of seeking advice or guidance on your personal growth journey without placing an undue burden on others or appearing overly dependent? Sophia, that's an excellent point, Liam, about the power of celebrating small victories and linking them to larger goals. The delicate balance of seeking advice or guidance without creating an undue burden involves strategic timing, clear articulation of needs, and demonstrating respect for the other person's time and expertise. I advise individuals to first clearly define the specific area where they need guidance. Vague requests are harder to answer. When approaching someone, use respectful and concise language to state your request. I'm working on improving my public speaking and I admire your presentation style. Would you be willing to spare 15 minutes next week for me to ask you a few quick questions about your approach? This shows you value their time and have already thought about their expertise. Always be prepared with specific questions, demonstrating you've done your own preliminary thinking. After receiving advice, express genuine gratitude and, if appropriate, follow up later to share how their input helped. This shows you valued their contribution and were not merely seeking a quick fix. This reciprocal respect is paramount. In your view, what are the most common misconceptions or stereotypes about personal growth and self-improvement that you often encounter and try to debunk? Liam, Sophia, your guidance on seeking advice, clarity, respect, and follow-through is exceptionally practical and fosters healthy mentorship relationships. The most common misconceptions or stereotypes about personal growth and self-improvement that I consistently encounter and actively try to debunk are several. The most prevalent is the idea that it's a linear, destination-oriented process, that you reach a point where you are fully improved. In reality, personal growth is a continuous, lifelong journey with cycles of progress, plateaus, and occasional setbacks. Another misconception is that it requires grand, sweeping gestures or radical overhauls. Often, the most profound and sustainable growth comes from consistent, small, incremental changes in habits. There's also the stereotype that self-improvement is inherently selfish or individualistic. While it benefits the individual, genuine personal growth often leads to greater empathy, better relationships, and increased capacity to contribute positively to one's community, making it a fundamentally pro-social endeavor. Finally, some believe it's about eliminating all weaknesses. Instead, it's more effectively focused on leveraging strengths and wisely managing areas for development. How do you ensure that discussions about personal growth remain authentic and encouraging, rather than veering into superficial positivity or competitive comparison? Sophia. Liam, those misconceptions are indeed pervasive, and your debunking of them is vital for a realistic approach to growth. To ensure discussions about personal growth remain authentic and encouraging, rather than superficial or competitive, I focus on fostering a few key dynamics. First, I emphasize the uniqueness of each individual's journey. There's no single blueprint for growth, and what works for one person may not work for another. This immediately removes the pressure for direct comparison. Second, I encourage sharing vulnerability and process, not just outcomes. Instead of saying, "I achieved X," someone might say, "I'm working on Y and it's challenging, but I'm learning Z." This invites genuine connection and mutual support, rather than a performance review. Third, I promote a mindset of curiosity and experimentation over perfectionism. It's about trying things, reflecting, and adjusting rather than expecting flawless execution. Finally, I actively steer conversations away from judgmental language, focusing instead on empathetic listening and constructive feedback. This creates a safe space where people feel comfortable sharing their true experiences, fostering a sense of shared humanity in the growth process. How do you believe the increasing prominence of social media platforms impacts how individuals perceive and discuss their personal growth journeys, for better or worse? Liam. Sophia, your methods for fostering authentic and encouraging discussions are exemplary. The emphasis on uniqueness and shared vulnerability is key. The increasing prominence of social media platforms has a complex and often contradictory impact on how individuals perceive and discuss their personal growth journeys. On the one hand, social media can be a powerful force for good. It provides unprecedented access to information on self-improvement techniques, from mindfulness exercises to productivity hacks. It also offers platforms for community and support, allowing individuals to connect with like-minded people, share struggles, and celebrate successes, potentially reducing feelings of isolation. However, the worse side is equally significant. The curated, often idealized portrayals of self-improvement on social media can create unrealistic expectations and foster intense social comparison, leading to feelings of inadequacy, self-doubt, and anxiety if one's own progress doesn't match the highlight reels of others. The pressure to present a perfect, perpetually optimized self can undermine genuine vulnerability and the messy, iterative reality of growth. This can also lead to a focus on performative improvement rather than deep internal change. So, while it offers connection and resources, it also demands significant critical discernment from users. In your final analysis, what are the ultimate rewards or transformations that a successful journey of personal growth offers an individual? Sophia. Liam, your analysis of social media's impact is perfectly articulated. It truly is a double-edged sword. The ultimate rewards or transformations that a successful journey of personal growth offers an individual are manifold and deeply profound. It cultivates an incredible sense of self-efficacy and resilience, knowing you can intentionally navigate challenges and adapt. It fosters deeper self-awareness and emotional intelligence, leading to healthier relationships with oneself and others. Individuals often develop a greater sense of purpose and direction, as their growth aligns with their core values and aspirations. There's an undeniable increase in adaptability and cognitive flexibility as they become more open to new ideas and approaches. It brings about a profound shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities. Perhaps most powerfully, it leads to a fundamental increase in overall well-being and life satisfaction, moving from simply existing to truly thriving. It's a continuous unfolding that doesn't just change what you do, but fundamentally changes who you are for the better, making life a richer, more meaningful experience. Narrator: what an exceptionally insightful and inspiring conversation with Dr. Liam O'Connell and Ms. Sophia Rodriguez. Their expert perspectives have beautifully illuminated the multifaceted journey of personal growth and the art of discussing it authentically. We've gained invaluable insights into the importance of introspection, setting specific goals, reframing setbacks, celebrating small victories, and navigating the complexities of social media's influence. Their discussion powerfully underscores that personal growth is not a mere task but a continuous, transformative process built on self-awareness, resilience, and meaningful connection. Now, let's consolidate some of the key vocabulary and concepts from their rich dialogue that you can integrate into your own discussions about growth and self-improvement. Practice session: expressing yourself. Let's revisit some valuable phrases and concepts from today's in-depth episode. Practice using these in your own discussions about personal growth. Introspective starting point: beginning with deep self-reflection about yourself. Unequivocally fundamental, absolutely essential or crucial. Mindfulness: a state of being aware of the present moment. SMART principles: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound for goal setting. Affirmative and action-oriented language: focusing on what you will do using positive verbs. Learning opportunities: seeing challenges as chances to gain knowledge or skills. Balanced perspective: viewing a situation from different angles, not just one side. Self-efficacy: your belief in your ability to succeed in specific situations or accomplish a task. Growth mindset: the belief that abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. Manifold and deeply profound: many and having a very significant effect. Choose 3 of these phrases and explain how they might relate to your own or someone you know's personal growth journey. For example, my friend Thomas started his journey with an introspective starting point, understanding his true motivations before setting any big goals. This was unequivocally fundamental to his success. I'm trying to use affirmative and action-oriented language when setting my goals, like, I will read for 30 minutes daily, rather than just wishing for it. This helps me see challenges as learning opportunities. Cultivating mindfulness has been a key part of my personal growth, helping me maintain a balanced perspective even when facing setbacks. It's truly contributed to a growth mindset. Narrator: as Dr. Liam O'Connell and Ms. Sophia Rodriguez so eloquently articulated, discussing personal growth and self-improvement is not just about sharing accomplishments. It's about fostering a culture of continuous learning, empathy, and mutual support. By embracing self-awareness, setting intentional goals, reframing challenges as opportunities, and communicating authentically, you can transform these conversations into powerful catalysts for both individual and collective well-being. This ongoing journey, shared with sincerity, is a profound testament to the human spirit's capacity for evolution and positive change. Until our next insightful discussion on the English Learning Podcast, keep growing, keep evolving, and keep inspiring those around you.